It's almost NFL playoff time, so why not? Today we are yet again reacting to NFL players and their fragrances on GQ's hit YouTube series, 10 Things I Can't Live Without. So we got a ton to cover here, and it goes without saying, I cannot wait to get into this. But before we do, here's a quick scent of the day check. Today I am wearing from Homme 1270. A super high quality, deep fruity, gourmand, boozy, modest performing classic from the great cognac brand themselves. And for more on this great scent, I'll leave a card on the screen to where I last discussed it in depth, so please check that video out after this one. That, and please like this video now and or at the end of this video if you enjoyed it, as well as subscribe if you have yet to as well. I'm literally not selling you anything and you're not buying anything. Actually, I'm the one buying something, hopefully your free time, with this content that I hope you like. And it's not the easiest thing to execute, so if you appreciate these videos, please give them a like and subscribe to them again as well. But that's it for now for the pleasantries. Let's get into these NFLers now. Now roll intro, roll video.
The Baccarat Rogue 540 by Maison Francis. I think it's the absolute best smelling fragrance in the world, hands down. And I can't live without it.
Firstly, we have Cleveland Browns Pro Bowl wide receiver Amari Cooper with perhaps the most notorious niche fragrance at this moment. It's a 200 ml Maison Francis Kurkdjian Baccarat Rouge 540 in the extrait de parfum concentration. And it turns out that Amari is really enchanted with it and truly can't live without it, so I'm glad that dude rocks this proudly. And hey, it's not like the eau de parfum was a slouch in the performance department itself, but I'll say that the extrait definitely wears thicker. So not only do you have the same sweet and sparkly characteristics of the OG's opening, but that ambroxan, at least to me, feels even more there to seductively draw you in more. And on top of that, that cashmeran and cedar feels even more intense, for a more enhanced take on that musky woody quality once you're closer in. And yeah, overall great stuff and a great flanker.
When I played in Oakland for the Raiders, I had a teammate who would wear it every day, and I would smell it. And at first I was just like, kind of smells good, but he just kept wearing it every day. And I just was like, man, I gotta know what that is. I need that in my repertoire, right? So I went up to him like, man, what you got on? And he told me what it is, and the very next day, I went and caught me some.
Okay, so have you ever done that? Like, it could be a good ass scent that a coworker is rocking, and at most you do double takes to acknowledge and or enjoy whatever scent that they're wearing. Until one day, after you've smelled that fragrance one too many times and it's just that flattering every single time, you say, F it, I want to smell like that too, and finally you compliment them on that scent and inquire about which one it is. Like, I've done that several times myself, especially when so-and-so that I'm complimenting isn't someone that I'm super close with. But then we bond over scent afterwards, and of course that's really cool. But hey, don't be me here, do as I say and not as I do. So if you ever want to inquire or say anything nice to anyone, just do it. Sure, it can irk them depending on your approach or maybe your own personality or theirs, but the chance of finding out for yourself what it is and or making their day is almost always worth it, at least in my opinion.
If I thought it smelled good on him, then I knew my girl would think it smelled good on me.
Yep, Amari's not wrong here. Whether on a guy for a girl or on a girl for a guy, this scent just works. Now personally, I find this scent for myself to be a little bit more unisex and or feminine leaning because the sparkly sweetness here is just super nuclear off my skin, almost sickly. Just whatever you do, especially if you care about gender per se, definitely test this on your skin for yourself before buying, because for a scent this pricey, you should probably find out if it's truly for you or not. So for a big boy 200 ml like this, Maison Francis Kurkdjian Baccarat Rouge 540 extrait de parfum retails for a clean $845 US. And yes, that quantity feels even more heartbreaking at the next biggest size in 70 mls if you rotate through enough scents and don't want a full 200. So yeah, if you're enchanted enough with this scent to want to buy it, no matter what, if you're balling on a budget, this one's gonna hurt. But hey, at the very least, if you get this stuff on the website right now, you get a couple of candles and a couple of samples if you're choosing. So I always like it when sites do that. You know, as opposed to a gray market reseller like FragranceNet, who won't even offer you samples of your choice to begin with because they probably don't even have them on hand. So yeah, I would definitely go the retail route here. That, and it's only really being marked down for not even 10% off after a code. So just buy with the most confidence this time around. I think you kind of have have to with this rate, but I will say if you extra can, do this in person, build some equity with an essay. You might be able to get even more samples through them and or more promotions and or event invites. Those are always really cool. But yeah, I don't know what to say. Luxury is luxury, and if there was a discount route that I think was worth it to take, you know I would let you know here. It's just that's currently not the case for now. Nonetheless though, great stuff to Amari Cooper for sharing this beauty with us. Again, it's Baccarat Rouge 540 by Maison Francis Kurkdjian.
Rosewood. Yeah, this was a gift about 2 weeks ago. I spoke for a friend of mine's in Dallas. This is the first time I ever had rosewood and smelled it, and it's my go-to now. A real nice oak smell, but sweet to it.
Now moving on to another former Dallas Cowboy, here is Hall of Fame running back Emmett Smith with something you don't see every day. This is a 100 ml presentation of Arabian Oud Rosewood. And come to think of it, I've been doing this channel for a number of years now, and not once has Arabian Oud been name dropped here. So I'm glad to finally discuss them for the first time here in Rosewood. And in Rosewood, to me, this is a smoother, less harsh Montal Intense Cafe. So a bit of airiness with the rose that's also a tad sweet and jammy, but ultimately it's more of a sweet, rich vanilla with a little bit of a milder oud backbone. Just very pleasing stuff to a T, and overall I do prefer it over the Montal because it has a less harsher edge that the Montals are usually known for, but still maintains that substantial level of Middle Eastern performance. So yes, I do think that this one's worth paying up for, and I will get into the price in just a bit.
Here we go. Yeah, it smells very good.
And I saw you put it behind your ear. Is that like your go-to spot?
Yeah, it is, and the reason why is because when you hug people, they smell it.
Now this is why you listen to your OGs. Like I already sprayed the back of my neck for the same desired effect, but I need to be better about spraying behind my ear too because I know it works. So I love that insight from Emmett Smith here. And if you too want to smell like him, a 100 ml Arabian Oud Rosewood retails for a clean $180 US with no gray market action. And even despite not being able to find this on the absolute low, I totally find it more worth it than Montals at a fraction of the price, but again, it depends on what you value. Don't get me wrong, they are both super synthetic, but the Montal I just find more than a smidge harsher to the point where I don't want to remotely entertain owning it. And I guess overall, I'm just going off of what I perceive to be the better wear, but I understand that if you prefer the Montal, then hey, go for it, on top of the fact that you might take more solace in it being the OG per se. Nonetheless, you can't go wrong with either option, and believe it or not, there's actually more expensive ones and or cheaper ones that exist nowadays. That's how popular Intense Cafe is as a DNA, but you know where I'm going here, and that's Arabian Oud Rosewood, just like Emmett Smith. So great stuff to him, and shout outs to his friend who gifted it to him.
Now it's about the smell goods. So when it comes to smelling good, I always got to keep at least 2 or 3 on me. And right here I got the Dior and I got the Gucci. But of course, you know, I like to really change them out depending on where I'm going, depending on what the night's gonna be.
Next up, we have New York Giants rookie linebacker Kayvon Thibodeaux with a pair of go-to scents. That's a 60 ml Dior Sauvage Eau de Parfum, as well as the discontinued Gucci by Gucci Pour Homme. And while I do agree that it is nice to own a few fragrances, I don't know about walking around with more than one of them. You know, because the thick glass aren't exactly the lightest of things, and or they are still very fragile. That, and I usually know where I am going, so I'm not remotely as spontaneous as the rookie here. You know, when you have a couple scents on you just in case your night becomes more casual or more formal, or whatever other occasion you might find yourself landing in.
But I'd say this is probably one of my favorites because it's real smooth. You know, might as well give it another squirt.
Okay, so Sauvage Eau de Parfum is definitely less harsh than the overtly metallic Sauvage Eau de Toilette. And what can I say? Wear what you love, and this is Kayvon's favorite. And I also think that it's great that my man also sprays this stuff directly onto him, you know, like you're supposed to. Unlike some people. And as for Gucci by Gucci Pour Homme, it's definitely not the youthful scent of the two. Again, that's Sauvage Eau de Parfum. But I do still dig the stuff that is characterized by cypress, tobacco, a little bit of leather, patchouli, among other things. It's just a great, modest performing masculine signature scent. But again, a little bit more on the mature side. So I would say mid-20s and up if you care about smelling your age per se.
So you know I gotta keep more than one. And I say that because there's always somebody that got the same cologne as you. So if I catch somebody that might smell like me, I'm changing wardrobe and I'm throwing on the other cologne.
Okay, I definitely concur, because if you put 53 men in the same room and all of them have money, chances are they don't mind spending on frivolous things like fragrances. So I'd expect a lot of them to be kind of into this stuff, and as a result, I can't be shocked if some of them have some of the same as others. But again, I don't know if bringing multiple scents around with me is my play, like in my aforementioned reasons in the initial clip. That, and I'd probably walk around with something a little bit more fringe from a niche brand. You know, something that's going to have a little bit more of a charming inspiration, at least to me, but still maintain that level of pleasing quality that you would find from mainstream designers. But then again, so many crowd-pleasing niche favorites are becoming big among celebrities nowadays. So if you play sports or are very social, and or are hellbent on setting yourself apart from the crowd, maybe you gotta look even harder for your personal unicorn scent or scents nowadays. But if you want to smell like Kayvon Thibodeaux yourself, a 90 ml Gucci by Gucci Pour Homme, again, is sadly discontinued, so we know this by looking at the Gucci website in various countries or regions circa 2023, and since it's not there, it's not coming back. Now that being said, so many brick and mortar retailers and or online retailers still have new old stock, so before they dry up, be sure to cop yourself a bottle if this is one that you're remotely into. And at a last retail value of $93 for a 90 ml, I'd say that's pretty good value for this now defunct scent. Now conversely, if you think that a valuation still isn't strong enough and you want to take that gray market route, yes, it is still currently discounted. On Fragrance Buy at $78, that's about 17% off. And yes, I do think that is more than worth it here, and more than worth it to the point that you don't have to pick this up at retail. And I think that's where I stand. If I am saving at least 15% on the gray market, that's where I would actually pull the trigger. So again, run, don't walk with this one, because it will only go up in price with its discontinued status. But on the other hand, Dior Sauvage Eau de Parfum, I don't know what to say, because $110 for a 60 ml is kind of steep for what it is, but it is even more forgiving at the discount level currently, because at $88 on Fragrance Buy right now, that is about 20% off. So all things considered, even more excellent value here. So also don't walk, run. And yeah, just great stuff to Kayvon Thibodeaux for now. I really like his assertive approach to fragrance for what he knows with his more young man takes here, but I am really interested in seeing where his fragrance journey takes him in the next few years.
One of my favorites. This is actually a fresh bottle, so if I catch anybody using it, it's gonna be an issue. But I gotta have some type of fragrance, especially cologne.
And last but not least, we have my guy, all-pro wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills, Stefan Diggs. Let's get it. And I guess my man is an old soul because he's rocking something old school, as that is a 100 ml bottle of the Loewe Pour Homme. But let's let my man continue.
Sometimes I actually use women's because it smells better. And sometimes with your body chemistry, it's a little better, so you gotta have it.
Now, there's no right or wrong approach for something as innocuous as smells at the end of the day. So wear whatever works for you, or whatever makes you happy because of, or in spite of, the gender marketing or lack thereof.
Yeah, if I could describe the smell, I'd say it was a little bit more airy, and it's not delicioso. I think it's scrumptious. I would describe it as light on the nose. It's not gonna be overbearing. I don't like to be overbearing. Like when you walk in a room and somebody says, "Damn, what is that smell?" I just want to be like, "Damn, that smells nice. Well, I wonder what that is."
So I guess Loewe Pour Homme works for my man's chemistry and or preferences to a T. And I would also definitely agree in how he described it, as it is an airy, traditional, aromatic, masculine kind of scent. It also has this nice citrus zest zing at the top too, which I personally like. And then when you follow that with some basil, some geranium, some lavender, other masculine notes, and then a woodier dry down, I think this stuff is a really refined take on that grown man type of fragrance. But then Stefan also commented on the Loewe's performance here too, which I also agree with as well, as this stuff definitely will not punch through the air like some aforementioned scents on this list. So if you want a more classic daytime masculine fragrance for daily use, then consider going with something like this, especially if you want those more subtle compliments, you know, as opposed to those overtly bombastic ones from higher performing scents rather.
I've been trying to smell good for a very long time. I would say, like, my mom kind of taught taught me that growing up. A couple things that you should have is like nice shoes, nice smile, and you should smell nice. So I kind of took that from my mom. Shout out to my mom. I used to dip in my dad's like smell goods and kind of like spray a couple times and run off, but it kind of started there.
Okay, that's what's up. Shout outs to all the parents who instructed us from a young age on how smelling nice may be valuable and or enjoyable. And because I enjoyed my man's commentary here the most with what his mom's taught him, Stefan Diggs is more than just my pick for Super Bowl 57 MVP, but he's this video's MVP as well. The OG frag and the opining on scents of all kinds, Stefan Diggs is definitely the man here. And if you too want to smell like him, a 100 ml Loewe pour-homme retails for $125 US with little to no current gray market access. And to be fair, I think 125 is still pretty good for a 50-year-old scent that is still that high quality. So pick this up if you have yet to, if you're already a fan, that and or try it already. And again, great stuff to my man Stefan Diggs in going against the grain without being pompous or showy about it. And there it is, guys. Thank you for sticking around this long if you are still here. But it's at that point of the video where I want to know what you think again. Got a favorite player here and or fragrance, perhaps a take of theirs that you really liked? Let me know in the comments below. That, and do you have a pick for Super Bowl 57? I would also love to know that. I'm hoping the Bills and Bills Mafia actually hold it down, but of course, we historically don't, but we will see. Anyway, also subscribe again if you have yet to. We are on the train to 30,000 subscribers, so please feel free to come along. Trust me, it will be worth it, especially if you want more reactionary content like this. So with that being said, now that officially does it, take care for now. Peace out. Bye. My name is Manny. Wear your fragrances.